everyone, it's Lena. Today isn't a controversial commentary. No, today is actually going to be a book review. I apologize for my appearance. I just got up, just got dressed. It's a quarter to 1 here. I have class at 2 and an in-class essay, so it's good. I haven't been all that functional. Well, I was gonna do this book review actually quite a bit ago. This is for a book called Evil Genius by Catherine Jinks. The book is based in Australia. It's about a little boy, Cadell. That's how I pronounce his name. I don't really know if that's proper pronunciation. But Cadell is this boy who has an uncanny, must be recognizable ability to hack into computers. He basically is a genius. The book starts off, I think he's like 7 years old. So you're following this 7-year-old boy around Australia, watching him basically cause devastation by shutting down, like finding a system and shutting it down. So, like, the railroad system, the traffic system. And it's interesting, you follow his process until he finds out that he was born into it's like an evil organization. And I'm not going to go further into detail because if I start saying things, I might give away the major turning points and the climax of the book. I'm just going to say that once he finds out that he's heir to this organization, he's put under a lot of different circumstances and has to really think, is this where I want to be? He attends this institute called the Axis Institute, which is basically funded by his dad, Dr. Dr. Darkin, sorry. And the institute is to basically help further manifest certain aspects of individuals who could basically become world dominators. The book's cover, okay, I would have the book for you, but I let my cousin Mark borrow it, and he is in love with it. He has not put it down yet, so I'll probably have it tomorrow. What was I saying? I apologize. The cover is like this bright red. It says Evil Genius and then Catherine Jinks on the bottom. Evil Genius across the top and then Catherine Jinks on the bottom. If you open up the cover and it's adjacent for the adjacent first page, it gives you an outline of the institute. You have 3 different schools at the institute, and each school has a course outline. The course outline has 2 different names. For example, in the School of Destruction, is it Destruction? I'm not sure. I can't fully remember right now. But there's a microbiology, and then microbiology is crossed out, and above it is written mutation. Microbiology is what all the schools and the school board, when they accredited Axis Institute, it's what they read. But to the Evil Genius, it's a mutation class. It teaches you how to mess around with people's genes and basically better or worsen them. There's classes on poisoning, classes on disguise, classes on loopholes. You have case studies, which basically told you if you mess up, you're just going to disappear. And these are the different ways you can disappear. While I was reading this book, I fell in love with the character, Cadell, and his therapist, Thaddeus Roth. Cadell reminded me a lot of me. Not in the fact that he's a boy, because I'm obviously not a boy. Not in the fact that he loves computers, because though I use a computer consistently, I don't have a passion for its circuitry or its internal systems. That's kind of a lie. I do like circuit boards and motherboards and taking those things apart. And not in the fact that he gains a moral conscience, because I obviously don't really have one. More so, I'm like Cadell in that I overthink things. And sometimes that causes issues and problems in the execution of my plans. So I was able to really feel for this child. And when certain things were going to happen, things that I didn't know were going to happen, but I kind of knew were going to happen, I found myself closing the book, putting it down, and wishing it would change, and then having to pick it up later just to find, what I thought would occur did occur, and it sucked. Not necessarily for the book in general, but for the book in general, my apologies, but for the characters. And Thaddeus Roth, I wish I could be like Thaddeus. Once you start reading about Thaddeus and he is introduced to Cadell, you'll find out why. He's like this stone cold individual. You can never read him. He'll be happy one minute, stern the next minute. He's just like this bipolar piece of work that you wish you could do that to people. You wish that you could, smile and tell people something when you're actually really plotting to kill them. Not that you would plot to kill him, but excuse me. But situations like that where you're thinking the polar opposite and you're going to do the polar opposite, but your appearance towards an individual or towards a group of individuals, or even when you're being questioned about a certain aspect, is misleading, and to a point where people can't really read you. Anyway, in the sidebars, I'm putting Amazon.com, Borders.com, Barns&Noble.com, with links to the book. At Amazon, you can buy the book for $7.95 new, or for 1 cent used, and the copy looks pretty decent. Borders.com, you have the option of getting it for $7.95 new, or I saw this somewhere. I think it's $2.99 used. $2.09 there. Sorry, $2.09. $2.09 used. And at Barnes&Noble, it's $7.95 new, $7.15 if you're a member, and you can get used copies starting at $1.99. So I would definitely check out Amazon.com. The person who has the used ones up has pretty decent ratings, so I would think of purchasing it. You spend like $4 on the book for shipping and everything. I'm gonna send you the links to the main page of the book, and you can just navigate yourself around from there. So I give this book a whopping 4.5 out of 5 stars. I mean, it could have been a little better because I wanted it to go in a different direction, but that's my own personal preference. This book reads really smoothly. It may cause you to look up some things that you might find interesting, and you really find yourself connecting with the characters. Catherine Jinks does a wonderful job in expressing herself and getting you to want to be a part of her story. So until next time, which probably will be later today, I'm going to say ciao, and hope that you guys check out this book. Yeah, seriously, buy the book. It is amazing. Alright, well, ciao.